Hey, Aaron here with Superior Singing Method, and this is 5 daily habits for healthy singing voice, for a healthy singing voice. Now, the obvious thing would be, and this is a big one, but this isn't one of the 5 because it just seems kind of obvious, is that water. Drink lots of water and when you do, sip water often for your voice rather than like chugging it occasionally. So that's one very healthy thing, but I feel like you already kind of know that, so I just wanted to throw that in, but not as one of the 5. Now, I'm going to give you 3 things to do to have a healthy voice. I'm going to give you 2 things to avoid. I said 3, but showed you 2. So 3, 2, 5. Big math guy here. So the first one is, what's the first thing to do? Now, when it comes to the voice, there are ways to heal the voice and things to do to heal the voice once you've blown it out and it's not feeling good, or for whatever reason. And there's warm downs and there's like different stuff, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but mostly, for the most part, preventative medicine for the voice, and not, I say medicine, but preventative care for the voice is the best medicine for the singers. So let's just start there. So the first one is, and I know this is kind of weird because it's not like a supplement or whatever, but actually doing vocal warm-ups is the best way to protect your voice. Doing regular daily vocal warm-ups is the best way to protect your voice, because what it's going to do is it's going to strengthen your voice, and so it's going to help you with fatigue. A lot of times the voice, for me and a lot of my students, it's like your voice is just fatigued, and so it kind of gives out and your chords are not connecting as well. You don't feel as connected. It's not like ha, ha, ha. It's like ha, ha, ha. I don't know if you ever feel your voice doing that. I hate when my voice does that. A lot of times I'll just go like, that's not one of the 5 things, but I just thought that is a good one to do. But anyway, this idea of regular vocal warm-ups, that'll help you with your pitch, and it'll help you with voice fatigue and all that stuff. It'll help protect you from having a messed up voice more often. So that's one. And when you think about it, a lot of singers, they don't necessarily want to do the exercise on a regular basis. But if you think about runners and swimmers and dancers and singers, basically any other craft or art, these people are training on a regular basis, and they're doing warm-ups on a regular basis. Especially imagine running, sprinting a mile without warming up or stretching your legs. Like that, the voice can't just go out and do that sprint without having a very short duration of strength without blowing your voice out. Does that make sense? So the second one is actually physical exercise is a really big deal for the voice. I know this sounds kind of weird, but singers are athletes. Singers are actually considered athletes. And most of the muscles, all the muscle around here in the throat and stuff like that. But physical exercise, mostly targeting the torso and the abs and the neck, that kind of physical exercise, about 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes 3 times a week. That really helps breath management, and it really helps strengthen your voice. And that is really good for maintaining a healthy singing voice. The third one, and this is huge, and it just sounds simple, but getting enough rest, getting enough sleep at night makes a massive difference on your voice. If I have to sing the next day or speak the next day or anything I have to do to use my voice the next day, if I don't get a proper night's sleep that night, I mean, my voice is it gets so fatigued so fast, and it's not like fully connected. You can probably hear my voice right now. It's a little disconnected because I've been using it a lot today, even though, sometimes even when you're doing the healthy habits, if you're doing something where you're using your voice a lot, it just gets fatigued, which is where the vocal exercise come in. The stronger they are, the longer you can use it without it getting fatigued, right? Okay, so rest, that's the one. So now a couple things to avoid. Avoid alcohol. If you're under 21, maybe that's just a good idea in general. But avoiding alcohol, especially because what alcohol does is it dehydrates you, right? And so if you don't want to avoid alcohol, no judgment. But if you avoid it, especially the day before, but really like 3 days before, if you have like a big singing thing that you're doing, because alcohol actually dehydrates you for about 3 days. So just keep that in mind. And if you do, obviously drink a lot of water that same night, the next day, the day before. A lot of the hydration we have today is a result of what we hydrated ourselves with the day before. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah, what alcohol could do is it could actually dilate the blood vessels in your throat. And I know that sounds weird, and you're like, not too worried about that, but it could hemorrhage your vocal cords, and it's a real thing. A lot of a lot of professional singers that sing all the time, and you can look it up. I mean, one is Adele is a famous one who, hemorrhaged her vocal cords, and she was out for a long time because of it. I think John Mayer, there's several others that have had those kind of problems. Anyway, doesn't mean don't ever drink. It's just like these are just things to be aware of, and make sure that you're hydrating yourself, and when you be cognizant of when you drink and when you don't. And the other one to avoid too, and this is a big deal because most people think, oh, my voice hurts, I'm gonna drink some tea, right? Tea is actually an astringent. An astringent basically means it is like it takes away moisture. It is going to dehydrate your voice, and it's going to strips your throat a little bit. It's not terrible if you want to drink tea on occasionally or whatever, but this is all usually like right before you sing or the day before. It's things to think about during those times. Also, certainly caffeine tea. On top of that, caffeine actually acts as a steroid for your voice, which it actually feels like your voice feels good, and you can sing and you can talk and even more than normal, and it feels great. But what's happening is it's a steroid for your vocal cords, meaning you don't know when you're damaging your vocal cords because caffeine acts like a steroid. So you want to be careful of that. Don't have caffeine and then do a lot of heavy singing because you won't know if you're damaging your vocal cords. As far as tea goes, you can do ginger tea. Ginger tea is one good possible tea if you want to do that with, a little bit of honey or something like that. So I hope that's helpful for you. First of all, like and hit the notification bell. I've got this thing about the notification bell that just a kick I've been on recently, and it's this idea of commitment to craft, right? There's so many things that are going on in our lives, and there's so many notifications and all this stuff popping at us all the time. So to try and be focused on something that's challenging to be focused on in the first place, an artistic pursuit for most people, because we have all these thoughts in our mind about it's not going to work and I'm not good enough and it's not, I'll never be, we have all that going on. So it's easy to avoid. So I say hit the notification bell as a stand saying, look, I'm in. In fact, below, if you want to do that or let me know that you're committed, let you know that you're committed, just type in I'm in the comments below. This idea of commitment is really what pushes us toward our dreams and helps us to accomplish it. And part of being committed is not treating our art and craft and our singing emotionally, oh, I think I'm going to do it now and I feel like doing it now or whatever, but choosing systems. I have a system. This is what I do on a daily or a weekly basis to get better at this thing, and hitting the notification bell will remind you, because I'm doing a lot more videos now, to remind you, hey, this is a time to carve out to make sure I focus on my singing. And plus I'm actually going through all my comments now. I haven't always done that. All and answering them, and anything you want to say and anything you want for the channel, all that stuff, I'm going through all that. So hit the notification bell, like and comment and all that stuff. And if it hasn't happened already, you can check and see right now. If we haven't hit 600,000 subscribers, we're actually doing a giveaway. We're going to give away 6 copies of Superior Singing Method. And remember I said click or just say I'm in below. The people that say I'm in below are going to be enrolled into a raffle. So say I'm in below, and if we haven't hit 600,000 subscribers yet, you could be eligible to win a copy of Superior Singing Method. So click the link below. I have that quiz. I don't know if you've taken the quiz yet. I don't know if you've subscribed or taken the quiz yet, but the quiz, actually, if you click the link below, that will help you find out what your #1 singing killer is, and then I'll give you a free video to help you fix your #1 singing killer, because that'll be a good starting point for you, even maybe before you start Superior Singing Method, is to find out what that #1 singing killer is and get rid of it, because it might be acting as a bottleneck. So I know that's a lot of information. Thank you for sticking around this whole time. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are working out for you. You can do it. You can become what you want to become. A lot of times it's about the systems we set up. Just do the work and move forward. So click the link below for that quiz, and I'll see you next time.